he's a very warm human being. He's a great artist, but he really liked what I did, and all of that practice that I did on that year off and when I was in school really paid off, because he liked what I did and accepted me as someone that he would allow to sort of just be around him all the time and bug him.
How did he mentor you? How is it possible to be mentored in terms of the kind of jazz, you know, that you all were so intensely into? Did he hang over you as you played and sort of?
No,
what did he do?
No,
I mean, how did that work?
He had an incredible, just being in his company was wonderful. I got a chance to play because I was with him. I got a chance to play a lot, and I would play before him. Usually, when he's the star, and then people are waiting all evening to maybe he'll play or something, and I'm sitting down playing. And so he would give me. He would tell me, I'd say, how I was playing such and such a tune. How was that? He said, it was okay. I said, well, how can I make it better? He didn't tell me. He didn't have anything. He never told me play this, play that. He just would tell me things about other pianists, and he would tell me. I don't recall him ever saying anything about me to me, and saying, you should do this, you should do that. But I just got the idea from what he played. He would a lot of times when I would play something, he'd come back and play something, play the same thing, and I said, oh yeah, all right, yep, go practice that. So
he trained you really. I mean, he encouraged you to critique yourself even more.
Yes,
I mean, to really be able to hear yourself compare.
In many ways.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. In many ways, he showed me how to critique myself. For instance, one night I took him to hear to a jam session, and there was a young man there, European. I guess he was from somewhere in Europe or something. But he had heard Tatum, and he had learned many things that Art Tatum had recorded, and he could play them note for note. And to me, that was amazing, because just to play it, was enough. Excuse me, this guy had transcribed this stuff and was playing these things note for note. I said, wow. So I turned to Art. I said, hey, this guy, he knows things from your repertoire. He said, yeah, he knows what I do, but he doesn't know why I do it. And what he was saying was that the guy was not, he was playing the notes, but he was not doing, there were other people who could play closer to what Tatum had created as a style than this man who had this wonderful facility.
Mm-hmm. If I'm understanding correctly, your description of this guy and what Tatum was saying about his playing, he was saying that the guy was technically okay, but there was something missing. What was the something that was missing?
Well, what we call soul now was what he's really saying. He was saying that I don't hear anything soulful about what you're doing, any spirit in your music that gives me the feeling of this is the essence of jazz. And the essence of jazz, from his perspective, was had a rhythmic component. All of the elements were covered: a rhythmic component, a harmonic component, and a melodic component. He did something special with all of those elements, and he really. There is, I think about, I forget how many now, but 5 or 6 CDs now, which cover some of the work that he did, which it was a series of records that he did just before he died, and it's so amazing when one listens to what he did, and as a musician who was improvising as he went on, and realized that kind of composition, putting those things together, putting those elements together musically, are things which are difficult to do now. I mean, there are very few people who can sit down and do the kinds of things on the level that he was doing today.
Why is that? Was it a matter of simply innate talent that he had, or why is it that today it's so difficult for any other people to do it?
Art Tatum decided that at some point that he wanted to really do as much of jazz history, or put it in a sort of cohesive way that could be really enjoyed and experienced in a special way. His melodies, were complicated. Yet he could play things with really wonderful purity and simplicity if he chose to. His harmonic sense was way beyond what other musicians were doing at that particular time. And he expressed it in such a logical way that it didn't sound far out, it didn't sound weird, it just sounded like the next development of this particular music. Tatum was to me, he took all of the elements that went before his time in jazz, ragtime elements and so forth, the early styles, wrapped them up in a neat package and pointed the way to the future. I mean, he pointed the way directly to what I'm doing, what Oscar Peterson doing, what Bill Evans is doing, and what other people are doing, 2 generations later.